Hello, hello. Uh,
I think our levels are good.
yeah, I think we're looking good. Welcome back to the fourth episode of Project Podcast.
The fourth, give or take. Is it our fourth? I think it might be our fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, fourth, season 1, episode 4.
Wow. As always, Cameron was just speaking to you. I'm Connor. Today, as we mentioned in the last episode, we watched 28 Days Later.
In this episode, we'll be watching 28 Days Later.
Is that what did I say? What did I say?
You said in the last episode, we watched 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that.
It's all right. Let's keep going.
But yeah, it was a pretty good movie. Very classic zombie film. I think one of the few ones that is mentioned when you talk about like actually good zombie content out there. You said you've seen this before as well, correct?
I'd seen it once before.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Same thing with all good zombie things, right? Like it has good character work, which makes it a good movie. Because if the whole point is just the zombies, it becomes just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. It dives a lot into like how they like feel about what's going on in the world and how they react to all the horrible shit going on around them, I guess. And one man's goal to stay strong,
Yep.
protect the people he cares about.
Otherwise known as, was it Jim or Scarecrow from the Nolan Batman?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. Ooh. Excuse me. I have to admit, I got confused at the beginning with the monkey scene.
Okay.
When I originally suggested this movie, I was thinking about 28 Weeks Later.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You wanted to watch the sequel?
I did want to watch the sequel. I thought I had like a couple of scenes in my mind, and that when we started watching this movie, like at the beginning, I was like, I don't remember the monkeys in this movie, and I was like, oh shit, this is the better one, but the less crazy, wacky action one.
Oh, is that what the sequel is like?
It's a bit more, I think. I'm gonna double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the one where like they have the scene where like some dude's holding onto the helicopter, and it like tilts over, and he's just like shredding zombies in the field.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we'll have to do that on a future episode.
Yeah, it is the 28 Weeks Later. Yep.
Okay.
Well, I guess this just is a good basis until we get to that.
Yeah.
Building the good starting blocks. So what are your thoughts on this movie in general, and then we can kind of dive deeper into it.
I thought, like you said, all the characters were good. Like Jim acts as like the audience's anchor, I guess, to this, and it like he immediately gets you invested in the story because he wakes up and he wants to know what's going on and like where everybody went, what happened, and like you as the viewer just saw the monkey scene right before, and you're like, oh shit, like what was the aftermath of that? And like as he finds out what's going on, you find out more what's going on, and like it really like puts you in the shoes of the main character, you know?
Yeah.
And like the fact that you're like immediately connected to this character, I feel like makes this probably the scariest movie we've watched so far.
Because you actually care about
the characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's such a good idea to have a character wake up and like that. It's funny. I like. It's such a good idea. It's like cliche now though, right? Because like The Walking Dead did it and stuff.
Well, so yeah, I was curious when The Walking Dead actually came out compared to this, and this came out a year after, or the Walking Dead came out a year after 28 Days Later. So
did it really? It was that close?
Did Robert Kirkman see this movie and take some inspiration when writing the comic book?
He had to have, right? Or at least I don't know. I've never read the comic book, but at least how the movie or the show shot. Like there's that one.
It opens the exact same way.
Yeah. Well, and remember, there's that scene of him like walking down the road on his horse.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, like
you
the
can
singular
see the city
lane
in the distance.
Yeah, as like the same thing when they came up on the car and saw.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when
Manchester was on fire?
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but then it becomes its own thing. Like it's just like the initial concept of the guy waking up from a coma into the apocalypse.
Are you a fan of zombie films?
Not
Just
really.
curious.
This is probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, but I'm not a big zombie fan. I think, like, I watched up to, like, season 3 of The Walking Dead, and I feel like I just got, like, completely burnt out on zombie stuff.
You got further than me. I think I watched the clip where, spoilers, but I don't know how, like, whatever, but the Negan, is that his guy? When he, like, beats the guy's head with a bat. I watched that clip when that came out.
Oh, doesn't he kill Glenn?
Yeah, Glenn, yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty crazy scene.
I didn't get that far.
Oh, I didn't get that far at all. I watched I watched the first 2 seasons and then saw that on YouTube and watched it, and I was like, that was kind of a cool scene. I don't need to watch 6 or 8 seasons to see it, but
but I think Walking Dead kind of burnt me out on zombie stuff. But, like, I don't know, some good zombie content is like if you've ever heard of Train to Busan, that's really good. I think it's like a Korean.
Have you seen
movie?
All of Us Are Dead?
I have not.
It's a Korean show on Netflix. It's like a group of high schoolers in a zombie world, but there's like a little bit of like, I don't want to say like superhero veiny type thing, but like it's like a bit more wacky than just zombies that eat each other, you know. There's some zombies that are a bit special.
Oh yeah. I like that when there's like a twist on them, kind of like that the Left 4 Dead game where like each zombie kind of has like a different ability, I guess.
What
like,
do
kind
you
of
think
sets
is
them
the
apart.
best medium for zombies that you have found that it can easily find the best success? It has to be video games.
It has to be video games.
Yeah, because you just fucking shoot them in the face.
Yeah.
Be any better. Like,
that's got to
like
be the best.
appeal. Yeah.
Like Call of Duty, Resident Evil, kind of, as far as I know.
Resident Evil's fucking awesome. You know, I think I used to be very anti-zombie, and then Last of Us is good. I like these movies.
Last of Us. But Last of Us also puts like its own twist on it, you know?
Yeah, you're
about
right.
like the clickers and stuff and
the walkers.
The
walkers and Walking Dead. What if you just have to like change the name? Like, ooh.
But also The Last of Us has such good characters too.
Yeah, true.
Especially Abby.
We're gonna release the Last of Us episode, so yeah. I guess that is on here. I'll have to take a listen to that.
Yes.
My opinion hasn't changed too much from it.
No, I don't think mine has either.
Yeah. I like zombie shit. It's dumb. I can get behind it. Definitely in video games. Let me see what else I wrote down here. I had some questions about the movie that I wanted to ask you, or just the genre thing.
What did you think about the presentation? Like,
there was some.
How did it look visually?
I think it's well shot. It's creative, and I think it does the job very well. Where it like can like, I don't know. I feel like it has its own identity for sure. But there are some weird shots where I'm like, it looks like you just like put a noise filter. Or some weird, like when they're like, there's like that one scene where it shows the flowers and it's like you just like put like some like weird adjustment layer on it and it doesn't look good. It looks different, but like
it looked weird. It looked like one of those like AI generated images, kind of.
Yeah.
But I feel like I like the normal like graininess of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that makes it almost scarier. Because, like, the quality isn't as good. Like, at the end of the day, you need your sound to be the best. Like, if your sound is bad, then no one's going to want to watch your movie. Like, you can kind of skimp on the visuals, but, like, sometimes, like, I don't know, this is a good example, or, like, Clerks as well. Like, the sound design in these movies is awesome. And then there's the one scene in this movie where... right as Jim is coming out of the hospital and he gets attacked and then he's saved by Celine, right? Isn't that the girl's name?
I believe that's her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
The main girl.
That scene of Jim getting saved with like they threw the Molotov on the zombies. Like you can't really tell what's going on.
But it looks pretty fucking.
But it still looks good.
It gives you a good like panicked. Like you feel like panicked watching it. You know, like. Like you said, like it's well done. The first shot of him like just walking, and you know that he's just gonna walk in on something weird. Those shots are the coolest and the most iconic. I feel like even people who haven't watched this movie know about him walking around. Just seeing everything abandoned. The beginning is awesome.
Yeah, when he sees his dead parents, it's sad.
It is sad. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But that's what you want.
I think it was good to use, so he gets saved by that girl, and then also the guy who dies like 20 minutes into the movie when he just gets like slaughtered. I think that's a really good way to put you into like this world kind of sucks right now.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, it's directed by Danny Boyle, who did Train Spotting and other movies that I can't think of off the top of my head. He's fairly well known. And then written by Alex Garland, who wrote and directed Ex Machina and most recently Men. And so I feel like there's a pretty talented team behind this movie. They actually have another director-writer combo of Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, movie called Sunshine, that I was originally going to suggest for this first season of horror.
That's interesting.
Well.
I didn't know that guy who wrote Ex Machina was on it.
So he wrote this too.
And Men. Men was a wild movie.
That was a wild movie. Oh, Danny Boyle also did Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours.
So it's part of a longer legacy of good stuff, quality movies. That's always good to hear.
And this movie was successful. The budget was only $8 million, and it made $85 million by the end of its run. So, yeah, all around pretty successful movie.
Do you think gore is essential for? I mean, because there's not much gore in this for the most part, you know, as opposed to other zombie films. Would you rather have it be more gory?
I don't know. I feel like part of the fun of the zombie stuff is like getting to see the zombies get killed, and I don't know, all the creative ways you can kill a zombie. Because sometimes when you see like a live person get fatality, like it's a little uncomfortable, but like I don't know, there's something fun about like the zombie's already dead, right? So like you can kind of have some fun kills with them, you know.
That's true.
Sometimes it works.
Oh, I was gonna say this. So I remember. I'm glad I remembered. So the dad character, you know, when he first when the dad and the daughter first meet Jim and whatever the girl's name was,
Celine.
And he had all that dope Riot gear on.
Why didn't he take it? That's such a good point. That's such a good point.
He had like the helmet, like the Kevlar and stuff, and the big
Riot shield.
You're like, come on, that could have been pretty helpful.
Yeah, you're right. Why wasn't he wearing that the whole movie?
I know.
There were some like dialogue interactions that I didn't necessarily buy in this movie either. Like, I don't know, some of the father-daughter back and forth was just a little bit corny, but I feel like that was also kind of the point.
Yeah.
Was to like emphasize like how Celine says that like, oh, like they don't really care about the situation that the world is in. Like as long as they have each other, they'll be okay. Like I guess that's kind of the meaning of the movie. The soldiers are pretty fucked up.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, like the shitty thing about I feel like that's why there's such an abundance, or this is like why there's such an abundance of zombie things, is because like the story's so easy, right? You have a person who gets thrown into this world, they meet people, they realize like they're all on their own, and then they always meet a group of people and they're always fucked up.
Yeah, like always an evil group, and then they're like, oh.
In every single zombie thing ever.
Yes.
But like it's still enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
It's enjoyable when it happens in The Last of Us, when it happens in this, when it happens in fucking God knows what else. I'm sure there's a million other examples.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
Walking Dead. Every season.
yeah, every season of The Walking Dead. Pretty interesting movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like I probably won't watch this movie again. Just like you said, like it by now all the stuff in this movie is like pretty cliche for the genre.
Yeah.
And I'm almost wondering like if this almost started or like was one of the things that started the big zombie boom, I guess, that we had recently.
I feel like zombies have always been
people always kind of resonate with zombies.
Yeah. What do you think is the best zombie movie?
Best zombie movie? I don't know. I will say
Shaun
that
of the Dead's got to be up there.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead is up there. I also don't mind Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
The one with the tiger?
Is that the one with the tiger?
No,
I don't know.
is it? What's the one where you
Dawn of the Dead?
No, not Dawn. No, yeah, no, I'm not Dawn of the Dead. What's the recent one that came out? Did you not watch it? It was fuck, what was it called?
Well, Dawn of the Dead basically like takes place in a mall. Like
yeah.
That one's not bad. There's also Zack Snyder came out with that other Netflix movie, Army of the Dead.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Really? Okay, yes.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. That movie was awful.
I like the idea though of like that the zombies are only contained to LA or not LA, Vegas, and it's like a heist movie within the zombies. Like I feel like that could be an interesting concept.
It's a cool concept, but they do it horrible. There's the only cool thing about that movie is there is some kind of like crazy deaths. Like there's a zombie tiger. That's really the only cool thing about it. And
I really thought that The Walking Dead was going to go into the zombie tiger territory when
really?
I saw that they added that character, but I don't know if they did. I didn't keep up with it, but it seems like something they would do.
I don't like that. Maybe like for some, I don't know. Maybe if there's like a big zombie bear encounter, but like that might be kind of crazy. I think that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But I like the idea of like having like nature be separate and be like, oh, they're like
only
this is just
humans are affected. Well, there's
this is like nature taking its course.
Exactly. There was the line that the guy was like, humanity is such a small point of like time on the earth, you know, like when we get wiped out, then things will be going back to business as usual here. Like,
This wow, so deep.
It's so philosophical.
Oh my God.
Humans are the problem.
I never looked at it that way.
So yeah.
You said you wouldn't watch it again.
I probably wouldn't watch it again, to be honest.
I'd watch it again. What would you give it though? And like
what arbitrary rating system are we going to give it this time?
Whatever you think feels right. A number or a letter. Whatever just speaks to you.
Okay. I think like 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10?
Yeah, I think really? I'd give it like 5 out of 10.
Damn, I think it's more enjoyable than that. I probably only give it like a 6. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe a 6 or 7.
I think if you like are watching it at the time, like I just feel like it hasn't aged well. Like everything that happens is just so cliche by this point.
Yeah, true. Very true.
So,
that's kind of the pain of watching old movies, right? Because we watched The Hills Have Eyes,
which we said didn't age well.
No.
Nightmare on Elm
Street ages well enough. Yeah.
It's iconic enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what a non-fan would think though.
Yeah, true. We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We haven't watched the old one.
We should watch the old one eventually on here. So speaking of which, I think next time we're watching Take Shelter.
Is that
released in 2011.
Take Shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Released in 2011. Is this gonna scar me?
No, this I picked this movie because it I remember really liking it when I first saw it, and it's like not very well known.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's what we'll be watching for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Please feel free to watch the movie and listen to the next episode. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Farewell, everybody.
Bye-bye.